The love of rugby kind of it came to me a bit later on. It was actually only a couple of years ago. Well, I've always loved watching rugby, but I didn't take part in rugby until maybe a couple of years ago. But my granddad, he played rugby his whole life, and he loved it. And my older brother, he played for Bletchley a number of years ago, maybe about 5 years ago, and I'd always go down and watch him and things like that, and just and it kind of just started from there, the passion, and then watching and the hard hitting and stuff like that. So when I did finally start playing rugby, I realised that that's what I should have been doing all along, all my childhood and stuff like that. So I'm very pleased that I'm involved with it now. It's very different, the progression from playing youth team rugby and then going on to playing seconds and first and potentially first team rugby, and it's very different because in the youth you're playing against people that you're similar size of and similar abilities and skills and things like that, and that's kind of the place where you can grow and develop and things like that. Whereas when you then move on to adult senior rugby, it's a completely different ball game. On one side it's a lot harder, and these big men, they're not going to scare away from hitting you or things like that. And I learnt that the hard way in my first game for the third team. I thought that I was this young, relatively fast player. I could just slip through a few people until I got hit, and I thought, oh, this is different from youth team football. Sometimes when you're there and you maybe have like a minute silence, or if you're lining up before the referee is checking people's boots or something, you size people up and you're like, whoa, look, check this guy out, and that was definitely came into context when I played my first seconds game. There was like an absolute monster on the other team, and I was wary, and I didn't want to get tackled by him. But once you have them things in your mind when you're before you're playing, but when you are playing and the game's going, all you're thinking about is you're going to have to hit the next person that's coming to you, and if it is someone that's a lot taller than you, you just got to hit them that bit harder. And that's why I'd say my granddad has always said to me, he said, no matter what's in front of you, you got to go through it. So either any way that you can.